Hey again, I'm Rahina, and we are playing more of Gakuen Heaven 2. We're starting on June 24th. It's the next day after tutoring, or maybe a couple days later, but Yuki got tutored in the last scene, got teased a little bit, and now we are continuing. Here's Sakaki alone on the roof, thinking to himself, this is the day that Tomo is doing his counterattack against the Sakaki group, so we'll see what comes of this here.
そろそろ笠原の反撃が始まった頃だな。
So we're still within stuff that we've experienced before. We're kind of overlapping a little bit with the end of Tomo's route as before, but this will soon go beyond. We're getting very close to the part where it kind of continues into more. I think this is kind of the last day that kind of lines up with Tomo's route. So soon it will split off and it'll be completely new material here. Just nothing that we've seen before or had hinted at before. Anyway, it's about time for Kasahara's counterattack to start.
うまくやれよ。
I hope you can pull it off. And Kasahara is accessing the Sakaki group's network and buying time by playing the PR movie of the school that the students made. So remember that video where Yuki went around and got all the students to help with it. And here's the point where it's being used. And he's using that opening to seek out the hidden information. There's no margin for error, but it's Kasahara. I'm sure he can pull it off. I told him the hint about the hidden file. The rest will depend on the negotiations, but with the way he is now, he'll get through it somehow. So remember, Tomo just went total badass style in that scene, and he's been through all of his things, all his change, been helped out by Yuki, so he's confident enough to be successful here. As long as that goes well, my brother will stop meddling with the school. I have all of this week until I'm dismissed as assistant director, but I should clean up before then. But it's ironic. On the one hand is a younger brother inheriting the dying wish of his older brother to protect the school, Tomo. And on the other hand, as for me...
Sakaki-sensei!
So that was the bang of the door in the background there. I know you can't really see it, but it's behind Yuki and Professor Sakaki.
やっと見つけた。
I finally found you.
そんなに慌ててどうした？
Why are you in such a panic?
榊先生、先生辞めちゃうって本当ですか？
Is it true you quit being a teacher?
は？
Like, obviously not, because he has no idea where he's gotten this from.
さっきジョーカーさんから聞いたんです。
Before I heard it from Joker.
榊先生が副理事を解任されて、それで学校をクビになるって。
He said you were dismissed as assistant director and fired from the school.
そんなの嘘ですよね。
It has to be a lie.
やっぱり俺がベル1で勝っちゃったのが原因ですか？
After all, it's because I won the Bell 1, isn't it?
そのせいで先生がこの学園からいなくなっちゃうなんて、そんなの嫌です。
I don't want you to end up leaving the school because of that, so just from this little thing that he's heard from Joker, Yuki feels very responsible for this.
俺、どうしよう。俺はただ、この学園を守りたかっただけなのに。
Well, what should I do? I only wanted to protect the school.
学園を、みんなを守りたくて、それで。
I wanted to protect the school and everyone, so...
俺、学園を守ることが、こんなことになるなんて。
That this would happen from protecting the school.
全然思ってなくて。
I never considered it.
なのにそのせいで、先生が辞めなきゃいけないって、そんなの考えつきもしなくて。
Still, because of that, you'd have to quit being a teacher. I had no idea.
どうしよう。俺、どうすれば。
Poor Yuki, he's so cute. What will I do? What should I do?
俺。
ああ、落ち着け、朝比奈。
Calm down, Asahina. And he's just crying.
朝比奈。泣くな、朝比奈。俺は大丈夫だ。
Don't cry, Asahina. I'm fine.
だって、先生はクビになっちゃうのに、大丈夫なんかじゃ。
But you've been fired. It's not fine.
榊先生はこんなにいい優しい先生なのに。
Even though you're such a good and kind teacher.
俺泣いてる場合なんかじゃないのに。
And I know this isn't the time to cry. Sniffle.
なんで俺こんなに。
Why am I so, and I'm going to assume, upset? It's no good. He's not listening to me at all. It's too annoying to persuade him while he's like this.
朝比奈、顔を上げろ。
Asahina, lift your face. Surprise. This guy, he didn't have to get so out of control. Jeez. Wow, so what was that about?
榊先生。
And Yuki is completely shocked, as maybe the player is feeling a bit surprised right now. Like, where did that come from? Well, I don't know. I mean, think about all those complimentary things that Sakaki was thinking about him during the tutoring, about how he's, so considerate and different from everybody else at the school. But, well, let's see what he has to say about it.
少しは落ち着いたか？
Have you calmed down a little? I'd say he's stunned. Well, that's understandable.
先生。
Professor?
今のって。
Just now.
キスだ。それがどうした？
It was a kiss. What about it?
キス。
Kiss?
もっとしてほしいのか？
Do you want me to do more of it?
いえ、
No,
なんで？
why?
ああでもしないと、お前が落ち着きそうになかったんでな。
If I didn't do that, you weren't going to calm down.
実際落ち着いただろ？
In fact, you have calmed down, haven't you? So, that's the excuse. But if you're going to calm someone down, that's definitely not the method I would choose. There's something else going on here. Yeah. Very interesting.
落ち着いたっていうか、びっくりしたっていうか。
I'm calm, or rather, I'm surprised.
そもそも早とちりするな。
In the first place, don't jump to conclusions.
早とちり？
Jump to conclusions?
確かに俺は副理事を解任される。
It's true that I was dismissed as assistant director.
だからといって教師をクビになったわけじゃない。
But that doesn't mean I was fired as a teacher.
だから騒ぐな。
So don't panic. It was very easily just kind of pushed aside here, swept under the rug. This isn't mentioned anymore. It just goes straight on into the explanation of what Yuki was initially worried about him being fired. So it's very just kind of out of nowhere and then fades to the background very quickly. So, interesting.
じゃあ榊先生はこれからもずっとこの学園にいられるんですか？
Then you're going to be staying at the school from now on?
今のところは。
For now.
本当ですか？
Really?
俺が嘘をつくと思うか？
Do you think I would lie?
思います。
I do.
だって先生は大人だから。
Well, you're an adult. Here's that thing again about adults versus children, students. I believe you would lie because you're an adult.
大人だと嘘をつくのか？
Because I'm an adult, I lie?
だって先生は嘘つくのうまいじゃないですか。
But you're good at lying, aren't you?
ベルワンの時だって俺たちの敵のふりしてたし。
During the Bell One, you pretended to be our enemy.
この先だって榊先生に本気で嘘をつかれたら俺絶対見破れません。
And from now on, if you seriously lied, I wouldn't be able to see through it. Yuki, so straightforward and honest, just doesn't expect people to lie, and if they do, he still takes it at face value. But I like that he recognizes that in himself, that he knows that he believes people, and if someone lies to him, he is going to be tricked. At least he understands his own weakness, or recognizes that he has it.
まあ、そうだろうな。
Well, that's true.
俺はお前にバレるような嘘のつき方はしない。
I wouldn't tell a lie that you would find out.
俺は大人だからな。ずるくて汚いこともするし、嘘もつく。
Because I'm an adult, I do unfair and underhanded things, even lie.
現に俺はこの学園を危機に陥れた張本人だしな。
Actually, I'm the one responsible for plunging this school into a crisis.
だからといってお前にキスまでして騙すほど悪い大人じゃないつもりだが。
But it doesn't mean that I'm a bad adult who would go so far as to even deceive you with a kiss, does it? I wonder why he's bringing that up again. Doesn't he want him to forget that? Maybe not. Blush.
いいか、朝比奈。俺は副理事職からは降りることになった。
Alright, Asahina, I've stepped down from the position of assistant director.
それは単に今回の件の対外的な責任を取ってのことだ。
That was simply me taking responsibility for the matter this time.
これだけのことがあって何のお咎めもなしというわけにはいかないからな。
There wasn't really any way I could be blameless for that.
そういうものなんですか?
Is that how it is?
そういうものだ。
That's how it is.
俺としては広い個室がなくなるのは惜しいがな。
Although I do regret losing the big private office.
それくらいは仕方のないことだ。
That much can't be helped.
せっかくだ。ここまで来たついでに手伝え。
Since you've already come all the way here, you can help me.
何をですか?
With what?
副理事長室の荷物を片付けて職員室に運ぶ。
Cleaning up my things in the assistant director's office and carrying them to the staff room.
俺のことを心配してくれるならそのくらいのことはしてくれるだろう。
If you're worried about me, you can at least do that much.
はい。
And Yuki just readily agrees to that. So, kind of a interesting scene with a kiss out of nowhere that's not really thought about or mentioned in a lot of detail. So that's another thing that a little weird about this character, because when we play as Yuki, we get to see a lot of his thoughts and feelings. He spends a lot of time thinking about things and worrying about stuff. So even the things that he doesn't tell to other people, you get to see his kind of inner struggle with different things. Sakaki's a little different. Even though we are playing as him, we don't get too much personal thought going on. There's some things that he'll think about, but it's still left a bit of a mystery. Like, we have to uncover a lot of things about him. Meanwhile, Yuki's just kind of an open book to the player, because we're kind of putting ourselves into his shoes and playing the game, discovering things about the other characters. So even though we are playing from Sakaki's perspective, we still have to kind of wait for Yuki to do the work of uncovering his motivations and his feelings and all those other things. So it's an interesting way to present it. It can be a little frustrating too if you're kind of wanting to get that kind of personal feeling like you do when you play as Yuki, but we'll get a lot of things explained as we go along. I mean, this is not going to be left just the way it is. There will definitely be a lot of explanation for everything that's going on. So kind of think of it as a regular character route with a bit of a twist, where even though we are supposedly playing as this character, we still are not privy to all his private thoughts and feelings and motivations about things until Yuki kind of digs them up, as Yuki likes to do. So I'm going to stop here and continue with the following scene where they go to the office to clean it up. And, well, I hope that was an interesting little short scene up here on the roof. And I will see you next time. Thank you for watching.